What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Steve from the Washington Football Addicts. It is Thursday, April 21st, and we are recording tonight, and we're going to talk about a couple things. Let's go ahead and bring in our other fellow Washington Football Addicts. We're going to bring in our boy Dev and our boy Phil. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
What's up?
What's up?
Yeah. And so that's right. It's 421 actually, so we kind of missed the boat on that one, me personally, but it's okay. Salute to those who celebrate 420. I got nothing but love for you.
I celebrated enough for you, Steve. Don't worry.
You celebrate 420 every day.
That's what friends are for.
Keep shining. That's right. So, hey, we are a week out from the 2022 NFL Draft. And just to give a quick plug, we'll be doing a live stream Thursday, 8 p.m. We're going to live stream round one and round one only. So we hope you can join us on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter. And it should be a great event. We're trying to get back into the swing of things as the season progresses. So tonight, what we're going to do and what we have for you tonight, we're going to go through and talk about 21 years of Dan Snyder's draft picks. So Dan Snyder bought his team in May of 1999 after the passing of Jack Kent Cooke, as you all know. And there's been a lot of controversy of some of the picks we've made over the years. Some are good, some are bad. So what we're going to do, and we hope you guys go through and put it in the comments as we go through with this, what do we think about each of these picks? Consensus. Were they good picks? Were they bad picks? And at the end, we're going to go through and we're going to see how many overall good picks we have. Because right now we're working with 168 total draft picks starting in the year 2000 all the way up to 2021.
Spoiler alert, they're all bad.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. What we did, we got some data lined up for you guys. We're all about the data here at the Attic. So let's just kick this off. Hey, 2000, we had 8 picks, right? Take a look at these picks. And of these 8 picks, I want to know how many of these are good. Phil, we got to come to a consensus.
2 were good. The rest were meh.
Okay. Dev, I'm going 2 also. LeVar and Chris Samuels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Arrington and Samuels.
All right.
Samuels was great.
2 it is. That's it. 2 it is. It was a rough year. So that was the last year of North Turner, and he got replaced by Terry Robisky that year.
3 games left in the season.
In the first year of Dan Snyder's tenure.
And the worst part is we were still in the playoff hunt.
Yes. But you know what? That's what we did. All right. So we got two picks out of the year 2000, Dan's inaugural year. And now let's move on to 2001. So in the year 2001 was the only year we had the late, great Marty Schottenheimer, who we all wish would have stayed longer, right? So here's the picks we had for 2001. Dev, how many out of this group would you say is good?
Rod was tough. When he was on the field, he was tough. Smoot was good. Sage was a good backup, I guess. For a 4th round pick.
Get a number, because we all got to come to a consensus.
I give it this a C.
A number.
A number.
1 through what?
1 through 6. Picks or 1 through 5.
Right.
Pick how many
I
players?
I give it a 3.
3? That's too many for me. What do you got, Phil?
I'm gonna go 3. Rod, I like Rod. I think he just got stuck with some bad quarterbacking. And Fred Smoot did a lot for us. And Darnarian McCants for a 5th round wide receiver. He showed up. I mean, he was present. He made some plays. Unfortunately, had to deal with some bad quarterbacking as well.
Okay. Well, majority wins. So it doesn't matter what I think. I would say 1. I'd say 2, Fred Smoot or Sage Rosenfels, but you guys said 3, so we're going to go with 3.
Sage Rosenfels was ass, dude.
He was supposed to be ass. Was he supposed to be Dan Marino?
No, he was picked to be 4th round pick. All right, moving on to 2002. So after Marty was canned after 1 year, we now enter the Steve Spurrier fun and gun year. So in 2002, we had 10 total picks. I'm going to zoom out here just so you can see them all. Here we go. We had Patrick Ramsey and Liddell Betts, Robert Royal,
I ain't
and
gonna
Rock
lie to
Cartwright,
y'all.
to name a few. So I'll go this one. I'll be first this one. You got to go. I'm going to say three. Three out of these 10, I would say we're good. I'm going to go Patrick Ramsey, Liddell Betts, and Rock Cartwright. We're all good pickups to me.
Man, considering Liddell Betts got drafted in the second round, I'm saying no.
Okay.
I see, like Robert Royal. Didn't he go to like the Chargers for a little while and end up okay?
I don't remember. I don't. It's been so long.
All right, well, I'll give it one. Rock Cartwright, the only one I think even.
Okay,
did
Phil,
anything.
you're gonna be the tiebreaker on this one. How many you got out of this group?
Two.
Going
Rock Cartwright's the obvious one.
Yep.
The other one I'm going to say is Liddell Betts, only because he was a really good backup to Portis.
He was.
He was hurt.
Yeah.
Portis got hurt. He had a 1,000-yard season, and he always was good for giving Portis that breather when he needed it. So even though he never
into it.
Okay, yeah. We're going 2. All right. Moving on to, we're going to year 2003, the second and final year of the Fun and Gun offense under Steve Spurrier. 3 picks. That's all we had. I think by this time we started to get some veterans in there and trade away some draft capital for some defensive stars or people past their prime. But looks like you all give me the number 1. We're going to go with the great Gibran Hamdan. I'm just kidding. Derek Dockery. We're going Derek Dockery. We all consensus with 1.
Derek Dockery.
All right. Total in 8. 2004 marks the beginning of the resurgence. Gibbs 2.0, where we thought we had a chance. With Gibbs, you always thought you had a chance.
I remember, just real quick, when they was it WPGC did a remix
95.5.
They did the remix of Jay-Z's Change Clothes because that was out at this time.
Clothes.
They went, Joe Gibbs is back home.
2.0.
Every time I think of that era, that's the first thing that pops in my mind is Joe Gibbs back home.
And for those in the audio crowd, on the podcast crowd, please go. You can catch this podcast on anywhere you get your major podcasts: Google, Apple, Spotify. We're everywhere. Anchor, we're everywhere. So for the audio crowd, we had 4 picks in 2004. The late, great Sean Taylor, pick number 5 out of Miami. Chris Cooley, one of the best tight ends ever play in the Washington uniforms. Mark Wilson and Joe Molinaro. So I think we're all going 2. This is a no-brainer. Chris Cooley and Sean Taylor. Moving into the second year of Joe Gibbs is tenure, 2.0 tenure, 2005. We had 6 picks: Carlos Rogers, Jason Campbell, 2 first-round picks that year. Emmanuel White, Robert McCoon, Jared Newberry, and Nehemiah Broughton, who was a good fullback. So, Phil, give me your number. 2. Dev, give me your number. All right, Rogers and Campbell, right? See, we know each other way too well. All right. Yeah, I love Jason Campbell. He had a great arm, a little bit windy, but Carlos Rogers ended up being better when he left for San Francisco after he got that LASIK surgery.
Well, he was better at catching the ball, but he was fine at deflecting passes.
Absolutely,
as a corner.
Yeah.
He just
y'all
didn't get interceptions.
Y'all remember when they thought nobody would be able to understand Jason Campbell?
No.
Because he had that Louisiana accent or something like that.
Oh, the Southern accent. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Ended up being nothing, though. Okay. 2006. This was the year I deployed for 15 months to Iraq. So this was a very hazy time in my lifetime. But we had 6 picks again in the third year of Joe Gibbs 2.0. Rocky McIntosh, Anthony Montgomery, Reed Dowdy, who is a name that we always refer to as Reed Dowdy versus people on the team.
Or AKA Black McCain.
People who just seem to stay on the team for years and have a job. Kendrick Golson, Keely Lefotu, and Kevin Simon. I feel like Kendrick Golson played for like 20 years, but
He did play for
Dev,
10.
Dev, give me your number out of these picks.
Man, this is rough. Rocky, yeah. Reed, he played for long enough. I gotta say, yeah, for him. Golston, yeah. On the fence with Fotu, but that's it. So I say
Okay.
3.
3. Phil.
I'm going to cheat when I say 3. All
Okay.
right. Dowdy and Kendrick Golston were great pickups at the 6th round. Rocky McIntosh, I give a half, and Anthony Montgomery, I give a half. So the two halves make a whole. 3.
Okay, I'll go 3 as well. So the 3s have it. 2007. This is Gibbs' 4th year in the seat. I was still in Iraq for 2 football seasons, which is freaking depressing. All right, this was the LeBron Landry year. This was the year where we thought it would be Area 51, number
Did you ever
21
go back and watch those
and
years?
30.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's
for YouTube highlights, absolutely. Dallas Sark linebacker, HB Blades, Jordan Palmer, and Tyler Ecker tight end. So I think it's my turn, and I'm gonna say 0. 0 good picks out of no. HB Blades. Give me HB Blades, 2007. I'll give 1. Phil, go ahead.
0.5.
Point.
LeBron Landry gets a 0.5. HB Blades, I wanted him to be great, but he just could never catch on for whatever reason.
Was he related to Benny Blades?
Yes, he was.
Son, right?
He was Benny Blades' son. He was Benny Blades' son and Brian Blades' nephew.
Bam.
Those of you who know the Seahawks wide receiver history.
That's right. Dev, what you got for this year?
1. LeBron Landry.
I could go. I wouldn't even say. I'm not even giving LeBron Landry. That dude was so muscle bound. He would stand over someone after a 40-yard gain and be like, "Yeah, I just laid you out after 40-yard gain." But dude, you just gave up 40 yards.
But that was like, that was a couple years later.
His career.
His first 2 years,
because Sean Taylor was there.
Yeah,
he didn't have to do everything.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was a good pick at number 6. That's all I was trying to say. It's not worth the number 6 pick overall.
Had Sean
I don't
Taylor,
know, man. At the time when they picked him, I was like, man, that's gonna be dope. The Bash Brothers.
And it was.
Area 51,
for half a season.
That's it. And then, but we got to evaluate his whole tenure in DC.
Hence the reason
it was not good.
Hence the reason why I give him a 0.5.
So fellas, it's 0 or 1. We're kind of on the fence here. Dev and I both said 1, but I went with HB Blades. He gave it with Raw Landry. You know what? The ones have it. Sorry. That's how this works. Just to keep it moving along. 2008. That was the end of the Gibbs 2.0 era. And now, gentlemen, we have traveled into the Jim Zorn era where we had 10 picks in his first year. 10 picks. So, starting from the 2nd round, Devin Thomas, Fred Davis, Malcolm Kelly, 3 second-round picks. 3rd pick, Chad Reinhart. 4th pick, Justin Tryon, Durant Brooks, Kareem Moore, Colt Brennan. Rest in peace, Colt. Rob Jackson, and Chris Horton. So, Phil, you get right of first refusal on this one. Let's go.
Who were the first round picks?
We didn't have any first rounders that year.
Yeah, damn it.
1, 2.
Okay, who are your 2?
Fred Davis. Mm-hmm. I think he came around. And Rob Jackson.
Ooh, okay. I have a different 2. Go ahead, Dev.
I got 2 guys I'm giving half a points to, but I go with obviously Fred Davis. I guess maybe Chad Reinhart kind of had a career here at least for a 3rd round pick. He had kind of a career.
He was backup.
Right. And then I got a mix in between Colt Brennan and Chris Horton. Because both their careers ended prematurely with us anyways. So and by the way, rest in peace, Colt. But that's why I mixed that up. So I go with 3. Did I say 3?
Okay. I'm going with 2. So the 2s have it, but I'm going Fred Davis and Chris Horton. And Chris Horton only because being the 249th round pick, round 7, he's probably close to being Mr. Irrelevant. He had a great 2 seasons. I mean, he had one year where he almost led the NFL in interceptions. You guys remember that year?
It was his rookie. It was his rookie year.
It was rookie year, and it was just good memories for me. So I'm going 2. So the twos have it.
Rob Jackson sealed our first division title in 14 years. That's why I'm he was a great rotational piece, a 7th round pick number 242 in that draft. Only 7 picks higher than Horton.
That's fair.
He lasted 3 more years, and I think he had a little bit more of an impact.
Okay. And Colt Brennan, man, he didn't never really star out.
Hey, he was the preseason MVP every year.
Something to be said for somebody like that. That brings joy to everybody to be a preseason GOAT, bro. He's a preseason GOAT.
All right, 2009. This was Jim Zorn's last year. We got Bryan Arakpo in the first round, Kevin Barnes, Cody Glenn, Robert Henson, Eddie Williams, and Marco Mitchell. And Dev, it's your turn to go first.
1.
Arakpo. I'm also going 1. Phil. 1. All right, the ones have it. It is Bryan Arakpo, who I wish, he had he had that pec injury that just would not go away, and he went to Tennessee, and he flourished in Tennessee. It's just that I don't think the team wanted to pay him the money that he wanted at that time. We didn't have Ryan Kerrigan for another 2 years.
But did Marco Mitchell outlast a 7th round pick though? Didn't he outperform a 7th round pick? Maybe.
No, he outperformed him in the preseason, but he never made it. He never translated to a regular season. Arakpo and Kerrigan did play together for a couple of years, though. But I would note that I'm going to change how I flash my 1.
Ooh.
For Arakpo, but this isn't direct towards Arakpo. But there's someone else on this list. But someone else on this list ghosted our podcast, so that's why I put this 1.
Fair. It used to be all the hype, but that's cool. All right, 2009. That was Zorn's second and final year. So now we're moving into 2010, which was none other than Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan's first year. Oh man, my turn. We got Trent Williams, number 4 overall, Perry Riley, Dennis Morris, Terrence Austin, Eric Cook, and Selvish Capers. I'm going 2. I think Trent and Perry Riley both played very well. Perry Riley couldn't keep up there towards the end, but for a 4th round pick, I think he performed pretty well there. So I'm going 2. Phil, what you got?
2. Same 2.
Same 2.
I don't even know the other ones. The same 2.
Terrence Austin, God, they wanted him to become something.
Yeah, I remember.
He was a 6'4", 6'5" receiver, real long and lean, but just could not translate it outside the preseason.
Okay, moving into second year of Mike Shanahan. We thought he was going to be our savior Hall of Fame coach. And we had 12 picks in this draft. I got to zoom out even more to get all 12 in here so you guys can see them. All right, starting number 1, Ryan Kerrigan out of Purdue, Jarvis Jenkins, Leonard Hankinson, Roy Halou, Deshaun Gomes, Niles Paul, Evan Royster, Aldrick Robinson, Brandon Thompson, Maurice Hurt, Marcus White, Chris Neal, and our boy who was picked up not in the draft, Anthony Armstrong. Shout out to you, bro. Fan of the show. Hope you're doing well. Can't wait to have you back on here soon. Phil, this one's on you. Go ahead.
I'm going 8.
8. Yikes.
Yes.
So who are your 8?
Ryan Kerrigan.
Okay.
Leonard Hankinson. Roy Halou. Niles Paul. Aldrick Robinson. Truck Neal. And Anthony Armstrong.
Okay. I can't count Anthony.
Okay.
So
7.
All right. Go ahead.
I got Kerrigan, Hankinson, Halou, Gomes, Paul, Royster, Aldrick, Neal. So how many that? I got that many.
6. I got 5. I got Kerrigan. I'm not going Hankerson. I got Kerrigan.
He at least had a career though, bro.
He did not have a career. He had. You know what? I'm gonna tell you exactly what his stats were. We said 2011. I got all the stats still up.
Who are we arguing here?
Leonard Hankerson.
Leonard Hankinson. He was at least a roster guy. He added to the roster. At least.
Hankerson, he was very hit or miss. hit or miss, but I give him enough hits to say good pick. Not great pick, but good pick. Third round receiver.
I got 5. I got Kerrigan, Helu, Paul, Robinson, and Chris Neal. So I got 5.
Nobody loves Gomes for me, I guess.
I hated Deshaun Gomes. I hated him. That guy was always out of position. He could never cover anything to save his life. Leonard Hankinson had 107 receptions, 1,408 yards, and 9 touchdowns in a 4-year span. He couldn't stay healthy. Huge, big body receiver, but he just could not stay healthy, man. That was his problem. And I forget what team he went to after he left the Skins at the time, but
Dolphins.
Dolphins, there you go. He could not get with it. So Phil had 7. I had 5. Dev, you had 6.
I had a lot. Yeah.
So I guess
I was
so
mad. I was so mad, Jarvis.
Yeah,
I would say.
We'll go 6.
I was so mad at Jarvis Jenkins. I wanted Jarvis Jenkins.
Oh, dude. I wanted him. Clemson, he was a beast of a defensive tackle. Wanted him to do well myself.
I don't remember the draft.
2012, fellas. We all know what happened in 2012. We thought this was Shanny's coming out year. Him and Kyle were in their prime, and we gave away the farm to score none other than Robert Griffin III.
I remember Phil was a Josh Laribas fan, boy.
So, man, Dev, this one's on you, Dev. How many picks of 2012 do you think we're good? We had RG3, Josh Laribas in the 3rd, Kirk Cousins in the 4th, Keenan Robinson in the 4th, Adam Geddes in the 5th, Alfred Morris in the 6th, Tom Compton in the 6th, Richard Crawford in the 7th, and Jordan Bernstein in the 7th. So you're going, Phil. Who's your 4, Dev?
I got 4. By the way, Jordan Bernstein is an awesome follow on Twitter. But
okay.
Robert Griffin, Laribas, Cousins, Alfred Morris. I'm on the fence on Tom Compton, but
okay. Well, you get 3 or 4. What is it? 4? Okay. My turn. I'm going 3. We're going RG3, Kirk Cousins, and Alfred Morris. I will not go any further. Phil.
4.
4.
Griffin, Cousins, Morris, Tom Compton.
Okay. You like
Think
Compton.
of Compton.
Compton.
6 round. Tom Compton. 6th-round pick. Still in the league.
Fair. That's a fair assessment. That's actually, I'm glad you said that. So you know what? The 4s win. We got 4 out of that.
Look at
9.
everybody else on that list. Only Cousins and Compton are still in the league.
That's fair.
Tom Compton's still in the league, bro.
It says he's still in the league as of last year. We don't know about this year, but he's still in. Don't know.
Minnesota. He's in Minnesota with Cousins.
Yeah. All right. 2013. This is Shanahan's final year in the league. All right. Final year, though he doesn't know that time, but we start to see Robert Griffin comes back from his ACL surgery and all in for week 1. Remember that year? So we think our savior's coming back healthy, and here we are. We had in the 2013 draft, we had 7 picks overall. In the 2nd round, David Amerson. 3rd round, Jordan Reed. 4th round, Philip Thomas. 5th round, Chris Thompson. 5th round, Brandon Jenkins. 6th round, Bakari Ramo. And 7th round, Jawan Jameson. I think it's my turn to go first, so I'm going to go. Of all these picks, I'm going to say 3. I'm going to go Amerson, Reed, and Chris Thompson were good picks. So out of 7, I'm going 3. Phil, what you
got? 2.
2, okay.
Jordan Reed and Chris Thompson. Amerson was trash.
That's out. I'm going to go 3 only because Bakari Rumbo was good on the Bills. He at least had a career.
No, he wasn't a good pick for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like
Amerson. For us, I'm going to go 2.
I feel like Jay really hated Amerson. So as soon as Jay came on board the following year, it's like Amerson had a great first year, and all of a sudden he just like, where did he go? And Jay never really gave a clear explanation of why he didn't play Amerson. And then all of a sudden Amerson gets traded to the Raiders later down the road, or we cut him. I can't remember fully, but so 2014 is the first year of the Jay Gruden era. Here we go. He came on board. He was supposed to be the QB whisperer. We all thought that he made promises that he was going to shape Robert Griffin into the quarterback that we thought Robert could be, the drop back passer, the guy that doesn't have to run all the time. He was going to just shape an offense that would suit Robert's strengths. And clearly that did not happen. It was Jay's offense, which was very complex, or the highway. Clearly Robert chose the highway, but in the second round, we had no first round pick because we had given it up to the Rams for the Robert Griffin trade. Trent Murphy in the second round, Morgan Moses in the third, Spencer Long in the third, Brashad Breeland in the fourth, Ryan Grant in the fifth, who we all say is Jay Gruden's son, Lake Seastrunk, preseason hero, 7, Ted Bosler, 7, Zach Hawker. And I think, Phil, this one's on you. Go ahead, bro.
I'm going to say 5.
5 out of 8? Who are they?
Ooh.
Let's go.
Trent Murphy, Morgan Moses, Spencer Long, Brashad Breeland, Ryan Grant. And I wish Lake Seastrunk had turned out the way I thought he would. I thought that guy was going to be third down burner. But no, that didn't happen.
Dev, what you got?
Easter egg. My daughter's name is Lake, spelled the exact same way.
Ooh.
She was the one that works for me at GM.
That's right. Dev, how many you got?
5.
5? What?
Yeah.
Same ones?
Trent, yeah. You talked me into it. Trent, Moses, Long, Breeland, Grant, 5.
If you remember, Jay said, we don't have a first round pick. Trent Murphy is our first round equivalent. We had a first round grade on him. If you remember, he said that about Trent Murphy. You remember that?
Yeah, that was a bit much, but
yeah, I agree.
I thought he was. I mean, he
was at each other, right?
He was the ginger warrior, man. Trent Murphy was just a corn-fed, big old brawny dude. He did end up tearing. He tore his ACL, right?
Yeah,
tore something.
Didn't Gillette hate that dude who went to the Bills? Am I tripping? Is that the guy?
No, Trent Murphy went to the Bills, and that was the guy Junior Lett was all up in arms. Like, how is this guy still playing out of? Yes, he always compared his deals to Trent Murphy's deals. Trent Murphy got a deal when he was injured. So I understand that, but
Trent Murphy played a different position though. He was an inside linebacker. He's a run stuffer.
He was a converted outside linebacker. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going Trent Murphy, Morgan Moses, Spencer Long, Brashad Breeland. I can't go Ryan Grant just because I wanted him to be good. I just don't. Maybe it was because we had quarterback problems at the time, but 2014 didn't do him well. 2015, I don't know.
Yeah, for a fifth round pick, that's one of the reasons I'm factoring in too. He was good for a fifth round.
You guys are the 5s. You guys win. So I'm in the minority. Let's move on to 2015. This is Jay Gruden's second year in the Redskins era, and we had 10 picks that year, fellas. 10 pickles. First rounder, Brandon Sheriff at 5th overall. Second round, Preston Smith. Third round, Matt Jones. Shout out to Matt Jones, friend of the show. Fourth round, Jamison Crowder. Ari Quandijo. Martrell Spate. Keyshawn Jarrett. Tevin Mitchell. Evan Spencer. Austin Ryder. Dev, it's on you. Out of 10 in the 2015, you're going with 5. Who's your 5?
Sheriff, Preston, Crowder, Spate, because he played Garrett, Sean Garrett. Jared.
All right. I'm going to go with Sheriff, Smith, Crowder, Sheriff, Smith, Crowder, Jarrett, because I just had so much faith in him. And I'm stopping at 4. Phil, what do you got?
Crowder still plays, man.
He does. Yeah. Crowder's still playing.
Like the best
3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
So who are your 3.5?
Brandon Sheriff, Preston Jones, Crowder is my 3rd. I'll give a half to Matt Jones. And God, it's funny, if you'd see me back in 2015, 2016, you wouldn't think I'd ever say that. But hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
You know, he could have been something good. And a special shout out to Keyshawn Jarrett because he became a really good defensive backs coach.
Man, he sure did after that injury. All right, so Phil had 3.5. I had 4. Dev had 5. I think we got to meet in the middle and go 4. So I'm not going to tell you guys what the total is, but we are close to getting to the present day. 2016. Third year in Jay Gruden's tenure, and we had 7 7 overall picks in the 2016 draft. First round pick. This was Scott McCloughan's first draft, if I'm not mistaken, as our first real GM in I don't even know how long, because Bruce Allen. What I didn't correlate was the years of who the GMs were, and I apologize. Maybe we'll do this again live, and we'll correlate the GMs and get everyone's opinion as we go. That's a good idea for future content, fellas. Josh Doxson in the first round at 22 out of TCU. Sua Cravens, second round pick, our tweener. Third round pick, we got Kendall Fuller. Second round, Matt Ioannidis. Sixth round, nasty Nate Sudfeld. Seventh round, Stephen Daniels. And seventh round, Keith Marshall. I think it's on me. I'm going to go with two. Kendall Fuller and Matt Ioannidis. Phil, what do you got?
Same two.
Dev?
Oh, two. Same thing.
All right.
Man, I loved Keith Marshall out of college too.
Man, Keith Marshall, I watched his Georgia tape, and was he ACL? Was he also ACLs? ACL?
Yeah.
And
he
he was the Bryce Love before Bryce Love. I really think he was.
He wasn't that good.
No. Speaking of Bryce Love,
that's his daddy.
I never auctioned this off because no one ever got the pick right last year.
The more amazing thing,
I think I got to send this to Phil.
The more amazing thing is you have it at arm's reach.
It's under my desk because every week we tried to get score predictions and no one ever got the damn score right. So stay tuned for more of that this year. I think I'm just going to give this to Phil. He's a big Bryce Love fan. The running back that never was, but still stayed on the team. He had a little bit of Reed Downey in him as well. From my running back position. So, all right.
I was so scared one of you guys was going to give Nate Sudfeld a good rating.
I almost did just for fun because I love Nate Sudfeld in the preseason. I didn't like him because he was what, like 6'4", 6'5". He had a big body and he was tall, and you want that in a quarterback, but that's all he had. But he went to, is it Nebraska or Indiana? I can't remember.
Hey, Sudfeld got us to the playoffs.
Indiana.
I had high hopes for him. I'm like, oh, look at this, drafting a quarterback and potentially evaluating.
He got us to the playoffs when he played with the Eagles.
2017, Gruden's fourth year, and we had 10 picks this year. First round pick, Jonathan Allen. This was Scott McCloughan's second draft. Second round pick, Ryan Anderson. Third round, Fabian Moreau. Fourth round, Samaje Perine. Fourth, Monte Nicholson. Fifth, Jeremy Sprinkle. Sixth, Chase Roulier. Sixth, Robert Davis. Seventh, Josh Harvey Clemens. And seventh, Holsey. I think we're on. Who are we on, fellas? Lost track.
Me, I go 5.
5. Who's your 5, Dev?
Allen, Anderson, Moreau, Perine, Jeremy Sprinkle. 6, I'm sorry, Chase Roulier. That's it. That's the only ones. I think that shout out though to Josh Harvey Clemens, Louisville. But okay, that's the only ones I got.
I'm going Jonathan Allen, Fabian Moreau, Samaje Perine, Monte Nicholson, and Chase Roulier. I'm going 5. Can't go any more than that. Phil, what you got?
I'm going with the same 5. I really want to put Ryan Anderson up here, but I don't think he ever lived up to being close to a second round pick with us.
I don't either. And he played outside linebacker, and I also think he just didn't have a lot of opportunities because if you remember who our outside linebackers were at the time, we had Ryan Kerrigan and Preston Smith. So he never had an opportunity, and we got him in the second round. It's kind of not fair to him, but a second round pick should have been playing a lot more. He only got to play when those guys got hurt, which wasn't that often.
I always thought he would have been a great conversion to inside linebacker, especially when we were running that 3-4.
Or fullback or tight end, something.
He was a good fullback.
He was a good fullback. They brought him in for those goal line packages. That's right.
I think I want to go 5.5 now. I want to give him credit for doing that.
On the record, it still didn't bring us up. We're still at 5. But 2018, Gruden's 5th year. We had not have a coach under the Snyder time. This was the longest tenured coach in the Snyder era. In 2018, we had 8 picks. Deron Payne in the first round, Darius Geis in the second, Jerron Christian in the third, Troy Apke in the 4th, Tim Settle in the 5th, Sean Dion Hamilton in the 6th, Greg Stroman in the 7th. Trey Quinn was Mr. Irrelevant that year at pick 256. Who's up, fellas? I think
it's me.
Go ahead.
2. Deron Payne and Tim Settle.
Okay. Phil. Dev, excuse me.
2, I agree. 3, I'm going 3. Shout out, by the way, to Jerron Christian Louisville. Yeah, one of them. Payne, Christian. No, I'll take it back. Payne, Apke, and Settle. That's it, man.
There you go. Yeah. I am actually going to agree with you, Dev, and go Payne, Apke, Settle. Apke's still playing.
Well, it's only since 2018.
But hey, that's all we have to go
I think Trey Quinn's still playing, honestly. But
I don't know. I have to Google that. I don't know for sure.
He did not play last year.
I played on the Raiders.
No, I don't think he actually played though.
So 2019, this was Gruden's final year. We had 10 picks that year. I think Scott McCloughan was gone. We had no real GM. We were back to Bruce Allening. And this is when we picked up Dwayne Haskins in the first round at 15. You guys remember the league done messed up. We also came back into the first round to get Montez Sweat, defensive end, at 26. Terry McLaurin in the 3rd, Bryce Love in the 4th, Wes Martin in the 4th, Ross Piersbacher in the 5th, Cole Holcomb in the 5th, Kelvin Harmon in the 6th, Jimmy Moreland, the People's Corner out of JMU, Virginia, in the 7th, Jordan Brailford in the 7th. So, Dev, this one's on you. Out of the 10 picks in the 2019 draft, how many would you say were good picks for this team?
Sweat, McLaurin, Wes Martin, sucks. Not counting you. Holcomb, Moreland. That's 4.
That's 4. That's
yep. All I got.
I am agreeing. That is the same 4 that I'm going to go with. Phil, you got anything different?
Wasn't Phil a big Ross Pershing Racker fan?
No,
who was a big?
I was not a Piersbacher fan.
He was a Bryce Love fan.
I was a Bryce Love fan.
I try to ignore that part.
But let's go Sweat, McLaurin.
I want to hear you say that Bryce Love was not one of your picks.
In honor of Bryce Love, here you go.
Hey,
sign Bryce Love.
I want to hear. No. In order to get that Paulo, you have to say Bryce Love was a terrible pick.
He was not a terrible pick. Hold on. He was not a good pick because he never played.
He's not one of your picks you're going to pick right here today, right? On the record.
No, he's not. He's not. On the record, I'm not putting him in my list because he never got to play. So I'm going to say Sweat, McLaurin, Cole Holcomb for sure. Those are the 3. I want to put Kelvin Harmon up there, but he has to do something this season in order to earn that. We'll say Jimmy Moreland. He's done. He outplayed a 7th round pick. So
he sure did. Okay,
4.
So we're going 4. The fours have it. 2020, Jay Gruden was canned, and in comes the coach-centric culture under Ron Rivera. We still don't have a GM. Ron is considered that person in the front office because there's no one running football. He was in charge of football operations. So in 2020, his first year, what do we do out the gate? Defense. Chase Young, 2nd overall pick. There's a lot of talk whether him or Burrow were going to get the nod. And Burrow went to the Bengals, and we got Chase Young. Antonio Gibson, 3rd round pick. Sadiq Charles, the guy that played 2 snaps his first year before getting injured. Antonio Gandy Golden in the 4th round. Oh, man, that's my guy. Damn you. Keith Ismail in the 5th. Kaliki Hudson in the 5th. Cam Curl in the 7th. James Smith Williams in the 7th. I think it's on me, fellas. And I'm going to go with 3 good picks out of this draft. You know what? I'm going to go 4. 4. I'll go Chase Young, Antonio Gibson, Cam Curl, and James Smith Williams. That's my 4. Phil.
Same 4.
Same 4 here
All
too.
right.
Now, granted, in a year or two, this may change. This is a recent.
Absolutely.
This is the most recent draft.
Absolutely.
So this one, there's a lot of.
Just to be sure,
we'll
none of y'all counting Keith Ishmael, are you?
No, I mean I almost did but he was on a practice roster for a while. He proved to be pretty good depth when he had required to come in and start last year. But I don't know. It's not enough for me to say it was a good pick yet. Would you guys agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
I agree.
All right, bringing us up to Dan Snyder's 21st year as owner. And this was the first year we had co-GMs, and we had 10 picks. Co-GMs, Marty Herney and Martin Mayhew. I always like to equate it, if you're an Office fan, to co-general managers, Michael Scott and Jim Halpert. So what do? We went defense again. Jamin Davis in the first round at 19. Sam Cosmi, second round. Benjamin St. Juste in the third. De'Ami Brown in the third. John Bates in the fourth. Derek Forrest in the fifth. Cameron Cheeseman in the sixth. William Bradley King in the seventh. Shaka Toney in the seventh. Dax Milne in the seventh. Phil, this one's on you. Out of these 10 picks, who you got?
Okay, these are who have solidified good pick so far. Sam Cosmi, St. Juste, John Bates, Cheeseman, Shaka Toney, Dax Milne.
Oh, okay. You got 6.
And maybe there's some recency bias in there, but the reason why I say that is because if you'll notice, 4 of those 6 were late round picks. These are guys who have earned value for what they were, where they were drafted. The other ones, they got to show a little more to get that great pick for where they were drafted.
Fair. Dev, what do you got?
I'm going Jameis on my team because I think that he was playing out of position, but I think he showed at the end of the year that he can be a player that's going to be a good player for us. Now, maybe not a great player, maybe not an all-star, but a good player. I got him, Cosmi, St. Juste, De'Ami Brown, also a good third to fourth receiver at this point. Bates, Derek Forrest started and had one of our highest grades at defensive back, and he's still on the team. Cheeseman's a starter, and Shaka Toney. I don't know about Dax Milne. I guess you're right, Phil. Dax Milne is a player that he's at least played up to 7th round pick. A depth receiver who can play in the pitch for you, reliable.
Can I bring up something, just a little bit of statistical analysis here? Dax Milne and De'Ami Brown were only 3 catches apart last season.
Yep. 9 for 83 for Dax Milne and 12 for 165 for De'Ami Brown. So that justifies your pick of not picking De'Ami Brown. So I'm with you.
Yeah. Now, again, that could change, especially with the fact that Humphreys didn't re-sign with us.
Yep. He might get a little more.
But
you got to remember, I think De'Ami Brown, I don't remember he was injured early on, or he just was buried on the depth chart behind.
Humphreys is a slot, though. De'Ami Brown is not a slot.
Yeah, but you can only get so many receivers on the field at the same time.
Yeah, he's a little guy too. It's he was. What they promised us that he was going to be
little.
Not little, but he was a burner, right? He was going to take the top off the defense. That's what we drafted him for. That was his known for the long ball, right? So I'm going to go Cosmi, St. Juste, John Bates, Cameron Cheeseman, Shaka Toney. I'm going 5. So Phil went 6, I went 5. Dev, you went 5.
I think I went like 7. Not gonna lie.
7.
I went Jamin, Cosmi, St. Juste, De'Ami, Bates. I went for Cheeseman and Toney.
Well,
and
we got to meet in the middle. Got to meet in the middle. So I went 5. You went 7. Phil went 6. We're going 6 in the middle. 6 points. So out of 168 picks, we said 66 total picks were good. Since Dan Snyder has owned this team starting in May of 1999, not counting the 1999 draft, starting the 2000 draft to 2021, 66 out of 168 total picks. That is a 39.3% hit rate as being good.
That can't be much. That's not much worse than
Can't be off the league average, right?
I don't know what the league average is. I would love to see people go back 20 years and do the same thing that we just did and figure out what is the percentage. I will tell you that it's probably going to be pretty close despite what people think. I think it's going to be pretty damn close.
How many of those players you think we got were elite?
Elite?
That's
Trent
of 66. You got to go way. It'd be way less. Elite. Trent, Sheriff.
Yeah.
Sean Taylor.
He was in this.
Chris Samuels.
Yeah.
Chris Samuels. Yeah. You know what? We'll answer that question, Dev.
Hold on. Did our punter get drafted?
Who?
Did our punter get drafted? No, I didn't. Okay.
No, we'll go back. We'll go back to 2000, and we'll scroll through this very quickly and figure out who's elite. So Chris Samuels won. With Fred Smoot elite? I don't think he was.
No.
Chris Samuels, LeVar Arrington elite?
No. I'm gonna keep scrolling. I don't. Chris Cooley was elite at his position, right?
I don't know, man. Like elite's Gronkowski, man. Like,
okay,
I don't
fair.
know.
Okay, that's fair. Sean Taylor 2. I don't know if Rodgers or Campbell were. Nope. Landry, nope. You could argue Davis was for maybe 2 years before he got injured. Arakpo, nope.
No.
Trent Williams 3.
Yeah. Trent show.
Ryan Kerrigan? No, he was not elite. I will stand.
I don't know, man.
Not elite.
Did he have any All-Pro years? Did he have any All-Pro years at all?
He was not elite, man. I love Ryan Kerrigan.
That's a hard all-time leader in sacks, man.
I would argue that Chris Cooley is closer to elite than
Ryan Kerrigan.
And you need to post that as a Twitter question poll. There's no way you can be right on that one. No way. Dude was an all-star a bunch of years, man.
That was Cooley.
I know.
Yeah, some of those years he had sacks though. Like he had like a game with like 4 sacks, and that here's the thing. I don't think anyone really ever had to plan for Ryan Kerrigan. So if you don't have to plan for Ryan Kerrigan, you're not elite.
All right, I got you. I got what you're saying. You're absolutely right. He's not.
So we're still sitting at 3. Sean Taylor, Chris Samuels, and Trent Williams. We're sitting at 3. All right.
Is Kirk Cousins elite?
No question yet. No, he's not. No. Robert Griffin was for 1 year. Scrolling through all these, not seeing any more elites. Brandon Sheriff. I would say Sheriff.
Yeah,
he's been like
all-pro. One of the best guards and 2 guards in the league.
That's 4 all-pros. 4 elite people so far.
So here's a comparison. Kerrigan had 4 Pro Bowl appearances in 11 seasons. Cooley had 2 in 9.
Right, Cooley was never thought of as one of the best tight ends in the NFL, bro.
Oh yeah, he was thought of as one of the best.
Man, he was never like a top 2 or 3.
Neither was Kerrigan.
He was that hybrid. He was.
I agree.
He molded the position.
Not elite. Kerrigan is not elite. He's an all-time Redskin, but he's not elite.
Okay, Jonathan Allen elite.
He's around.
He's close.
Right on.
He's not. I'd say no. Yeah. Not yet.
Cusp.
Deron Payne, same place. Not yet. Terry McLaurin elite.
No, man. Yeah, I've had this argument many times, but
this could change with
I think he has
Carson at the helm this year. It could change. I agree with you.
Elite skill set, but you have to have the elite production to match.
That's correct.
In my opinion,
no fault of his own, but we're still sitting at 4. Montez Sweat, no. Chase Young, too early.
Gibson, the same way as McLaurin. He has an elite skill set.
So we said the elite people were Chris Samuel, Sean Taylor, Trent Williams, and Brandon Sheriff. So 4 out of the 168 were,
I'm willing to concede on Allen. I'm willing to concede he's probably elite.
It's a little early.
There was one defensive lineman or defensive tackle that had a better year than him was Aaron Donald, and that was debatable. That's debatable. I mean, no one's better than Aaron Donald, but
yeah,
he had a really good year, man.
He did, but it's just.
But it's 1 year, yeah, right.
So we'll do this next year, and we'll see how it goes. So, 39.3% hit rate on the drafts, and I will tell you that I read an article and I still have it on my phone saved. First round picks are a 50% chance of being busts. So if a first round pick chance is a 50% bust, like 51, 39% hit on the rest of them, that's not bad. That's just our opinion. We're just fans. We like to do this. So that's pretty cool. 39.3% were hit, 66 out of 168, and 4 of those 168 we considered were elite. Fellas, that's pretty damn good. I like what we just did. Although I think we should do this again sometime with a live stream. I would love to get some fans' opinions. So if you're listening, please go back and put your comments in and tell us, who do you think is elite starting in the year 2000, going all the way back to 2021, coming up to 2021, the current state of where we are. We'd love to get your insights. If you've not already done so, please go like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to grow this thing as best as we can. Much love and shout outs to all the other content creators. We couldn't do this thing without you guys. And this was a great episode, fellas. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was very fun. I appreciate your guys' insight. It was fun to see the different coaches, the picks, and I think we should add next time the GMs. Although there's only a few, Casterly and Serrato, so there's not that many. McLuhan, but
Casterly and Cilantro.
Casterly got fired before the first Dan draft, though.
He did, so he got fired before 2000. So what we should do next time is maybe go back and look at drafts by general manager.
Not only that, but keep in mind this. Did you know this? Because I was talking to someone in the Addicts forum about this, and I totally forgotten that this happened. Do you know that when Dan Snyder fired Norv, one of the first calls he made was to Charlie Casterly to say,
I fired the wrong guy.
I fired
the wrong motherfucking guy. Yes, sure did.
Because it was Casterly and North Turner didn't get along for whatever reason. They did not get along. And Dan stuck by his coach instead of his front office guy. And then he said, I think I fired the wrong guy. The problem is that realistically, I don't think they should have fired either one of them at that time. But
the wrong kid died. You'll see. Dewey Cox. That's a Dewey Cox reference for you.
That's such a great movie. Such a great movie.
You never once paid for drugs. Not even once. That's my favorite line to use too.
The wrong kid died, man.
Dude, you don't smell this? No, I can't smell it.
I lost my sense of smell.
Well.
You don't want none of this.
Hey, you don't want none of this. While we're on the subject, John C. Reilly, in my opinion, is a top 5 all-time actor.
Man. It's so strange to see him in non-comedy roles, though. Isn't it strange to see him in non-comedy?
If you're not watching Winning Time on HBO, you're foolish. It's the best show on HBO since Game of Thrones, bro.
What?
John C. Reilly nails it, bro. And I know the movie's probably crazy, not true, most of it, but it's dope entertaining, man. Watch that shit, bro. It's got a lot of good people in it, man.
Yeah,
the guy that plays Jerry West, man, hey, Oscar, whatever, the daytime Emmy, whatever they give these guys for TV shows now.
Well, don't worry, we got plenty of that content coming up. We will continue our barbershop series. We might call it something else. Don't even know, but you know what? It'll be non-Washington football, Washington Commanders related. It'll just be life, because that's the kind of stuff we're going to bring to you guys.
Come on into the pub.
That's
We
right.
got a seat for you.
That's right.
We got a seat for you.
Raise your drink. Join us. It will be fun. That being said, we'll see you guys next Thursday. Like I said before, we will be live streaming the draft at 8 p.m. on Twitter, our Facebook page, and live on YouTube. So we hope to see you there. Get your input. We might be happy. We might be completely and utterly disappointed. We might not draft at all. Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen, but that's the fun part about it. Football's back. That's all that matters. You guys got any shout outs before we close out, Phil?
Shout out to all of you following us on all the platforms that you do, whether it be all of them, some of them, one of them. Don't care. Love you. Oh,
Phil is back on Twitter. Shout out to Phil for being back
me.
on Twitter.
I'm back on Twitter.
Finally.
$37 on FanDuel.
Hold on. I'm created a new account on Twitter. They still have me suspended from my other one. I have no idea why to this day.
You know what? That's okay. You're back. That's all that matters. Have
Exactly.
you got any shout outs, bro?
I told Phil he should use some of his white privilege to get back on Twitter.
I've only got half the privilege.
He's waiting for Elon to purchase the platform to get.
Well, Elon is African American, so
that is true. That is true.
He is. And another fun fact about African Americans: Steve Nash, also an African American, can also dance better than me and play basketball better than me. So take that for stereotypes. Steve Nash can dance, bro. Man, I'm not joking. Look on Twitter. No, man.
I thought he was Australian too.
South African, baby. Look it up. Google it.
Don't
lie to you.
Johannesburg, South Africa.
Yeah, South African. I never understood African American, anyways, man, because technically, like my African friends moved here from Kenya. He's not African American. He's Kenyan American. But I've never been to Africa, but I'm African American. I always thought it was weird.
Yeah,
that's just me.
It's funny when my family migrated here in the 40s as Chinese immigrants. They didn't want anything. They didn't want to be called. We are American. Right. They became nationalized. We are Americans. They wanted nothing to do with. And I think it was a lot about persecution and the name.
Africa ain't even a nation, man. It's a continent.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of real estate in there.
Look at it this way. Hey, I'm with you on that.
54 countries.
My mother knows 4 languages. I know 1 because she was under the belief that, hey, we're in America, you speak English. Now, granted, that was in the 80s. Now she's like, damn, if I taught you Spanish, you could have opened up so many career opportunities.
Damn you, Mom.
I wonder if they should be teaching, be celebrating Elon Musk during Black History Month, because technically he's African American.
But he's not black.
Greatest moment in African American. Think about it. The richest man in the world. The richest man in the world, African American.
I got you.
African American is the richest man in the world.
Man. All right, y'all. This has been fun. We'll be live next Thursday at the draft. There is a draft party at FedEx Field. For those of you who don't know, I was going to go. I don't think I can make it now with family stuff, but they're throwing a draft party. I think tickets are $5. I know a lot of the creators are going. Some of them got personal invites. So for those who are going, have fun. The rest of us will be sitting at home, sipping our little drinky drink and doing the same thing as you're doing, except we'll be doing it from our couches. So, it was real. We thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said before, please go like and subscribe and share this video. And we'll see you next time. As always, peace and hail.